بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على أشرف المرسلين سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. الفعل الماضي وفاعله, the past verb and its doer. الفعل الماضي يدل على حدث في الزمن الماضي. The past verb refers to an action that occurred in the past. The word hadath, that's a key word. It means action. And we're going to see this word throughout this textbook. Very important keyword, action. Whenever there's an action, something happened, there must be a fa'il doer, and there must be a time in which the action occurred. Past, now, present, or future. Al-fi'l al-madi, which is this chapter, is about actions occurring anytime before now or before the time of speaking, when that fi'l, when that action, when the past verb is spoken. So now is present, anything before now is past, anything after now is present. Shariba Zaydun, if you look at Shariba Zaydun, it's a two-word verbal sentence. The minimum number of words needed to make a grammatically valid sentence is two. If it's a verbal sentence, you need fi'l shariba and fa'il doer after it. So this two-word combination, fi'l followed by the fa'il, is a bare bones minimum simple Arabic verbal sentence. The nominal sentence also requires two words, and they are subject and predicate, but we're not talking about that in this unit. So Shariba Zaydun, the fa'il is Zayd, and we're going to use in this textbook the color red for fa'il. And we're going to use different colors for different things. And we're also going to identify not just the fa'il, the doer, but also the type of doer, no al-fa'il, because there are different types of doer. So we will always identify the fa'il of a fi'il. Every fi'il, with some exceptions, such as kana, which will be dealt with in Unit 2. In Unit 1, we have only the regular fi'il. The average, normal, regular fi'il, which is the vast majority of the af'al action verbs, will have a doer, al-fa'il, and we have to track and identify the type of doer. It's not enough to identify the doer. We also have to identify the type. What kind of doer is this? So in these two examples, Shariba Zaydun and Sharibat Fatimatu, we have a doer Fatima for Sharibat, and we have a doer Zaydun for Shariba, right? But then what kind of doer is this? It's an ismun zahirun, which is a clear noun that is mentioned after the fi'l. Ismun zahirun. Zahir means clear, manifest, explicit. It's a noun such as Zayd, Fatima, al-Muslimun, al-Kafirun. It's mentioned as a separate word after. Sometimes the fa'il is connected pronoun, and that's what we're going to see next. So if you look at katabtu, I wrote, literally it's saying wrote I. Literally it's saying wrote I, because in Arabic, you put the fi'il first, katab, wrote, and tu, I. The word tu is a noun. What kind of noun? Pronoun. What kind of pronoun? Connected pronoun. And what is its job? Its job is to be the fa'il, doer. And that's why we say damirun muttasil. Damir muttasil is connected pronoun. So here the fa'il, doer, is not a connected pronoun. It's an ismun zahirun. It's a noun that is explicit, clear, mentioned afterwards. Whereas here, the fa'il is tu. So this katabtu looks like one word. Whoops. Katabtu looks like one word, but it's actually two words. Katab, tu. So katab is the fi'il, which is in black, and tu is the fa'il, which is in red. So the same thing happens with na, katabna, okay? So katabtu and katabna, both of them are two-word sentences. The fa'il is connected. Therefore, we don't say ismun zahirun. We say damirun muttasilun. Damirun muttasilun. Damir means pronoun. Muttasil means connected, because you can see it's connected to the fi'il. So let's continue on down the line. We've got katabta. The ta is the fa'il, and it has the same meaning as anta. Katabta means you wrote, as you learn an easy introduction to Arabic. Ta is the fa'il, which has the same meaning as anta. So tu has the same meaning as ana, na has the same meaning as nahnu, and ta has the same meaning as anta. And all of these are damir muttasil, damir muttasil, damir muttasil. And we're just going to go straight down. Katabti is for anti. Ti is the fa'il and it's damir muttasil. Katabtuma, the tuma is the fa'il and it's damir muttasil, connected pronoun. And katabtum, tum is the fa'il and it's damir muttasil. And similarly, katabtunna, tunna is the fa'il and it's damir muttasil, connected pronoun. So tu again means ana, na means nahnu, ta means anta, ti means anti. Think of it this way. Tu is the connected version of ana. Na is the connected version of nahnu. Ta is the connected version of anta. Ti is the connected version of anti. Tuma is the connected version of antuma. Tum is the connected version of antum. And tunna is the connected version of antunna. So as we learn an easy introduction to Arabic, these two are for the mutakallim, the speaker, the first person. And then these next 5 are for the second person, al-mukhatab. And then finally we have al-ghaib. Now comes the interesting part, right? In all of these, up until now, we see the fa'il in red. We see the fa'il as ismun zahirun, and we see the fa'il as damir muttasil, damir muttasil, damir muttasil, damir muttasil, damir muttasil, and then boom, it's no longer damir muttasil. There's no red. It's damirun mustatir. Mustatir means hidden. It's a hidden pronoun. Damirun mustatirun means hidden pronoun. So kataba does not have any pronoun connected to it. There's no red. So the ulama, the scholars of Arabic language, when they looked at a verb like this, kataba, they said, where's the fa'il? Because previously we can see the fa'il. It's either Zaid or Fatma or tu, na, ta, ti, tuma, tum, tunna. So they couldn't find the fa'il. So they said the fa'il must be hidden. Damirun mustatirun, hidden. And so because of the usage, they figured out that the fa'il is huwa. And whenever the fa'il or doer is mustatir, hidden, I will use parenthesis. I will use these parentheses to indicate that the fa'il is hidden. So if I were to ask you, kataba which is a sentence by itself, how many words do you see in the sentence kataba? Well, it looks like you see only one word, but in reality, there are 2 words. The first word is kataba, and the second word, huwa, is the fa'il. It's the hidden word. So here, there's an invisible, hidden, virtual, or implied word, and that is huwa. So when I say kataba zaydun, how is that different from kataba? Actually, let me go back over here. Let's put this example here. Kataba zaydun. If I say kataba zaydun, let me put this in red. How is this different from kataba? Kataba is saying wrote he, whereas kataba zaydun is saying wrote Zayd. In other words, Zayd wrote. So here the fa'il is ismun zahirun. Here the fa'il is damirun mustatirun. Okay. In both of these sentences are 2-word sentences. Remember, I said that the minimum number of words needed to make a valid Arabic sentence is 2. Here's 2 words. That's fine, but you might object. You might say, wait a minute, teacher, I only see 1 word. The reality is there is a hidden word, and that's the fa'il, the doer. The same thing with katabat. For katabat, this ta is not the fa'il. This ta is mentioned in blue, and blue ta is used for the feminine ta. This ta simply tells, simply says that the fa'il is mu'annath. This ta, which is the feminine ta, simply says that the doer is feminine. So when I say katabat, the fa'il is hiya, she. And when I say katabat, the fa'il is huwa. Both are damir mustatir, hidden. This is the only time you will see damir mustatir in al-fi'l al-madi. Because the Arabs use the word kataba and katabat so frequently, they decided not to bother mentioning or connecting any pronoun. It's just implied. It must be for huwa, because this form of the verb is used a lot, and also the dictionary is based on this form of the verb. It's organized according to the root, and the root letters are kaf, ta, ba. Next, we have kataba and katabata. Here you can see from the color, the fa'il is back. The fa'il is back. Again, kataba and katabat are the only, is the only time you will see the fa'il mustatir. Mustatir means hidden, okay? Kataba and katabata, the fa'il is back. The alif that you see here is a noun. What kind of noun? Pronoun. What kind of pronoun? Attached pronoun. What is the grammatical job or the function of this attached alif damir muttasil? Its function or its grammatical function is to be the doer, the fa'il, and it means huma. Both of these alifs mean huma. So you have kataba, if you have two boys, katabata, if you have two girls who wrote. So if I have two boys who, I want to say two boys wrote, or they two wrote, they meaning two boys, I would say kataba. But if I want to say they two wrote, meaning she, there's two girls who wrote, I say katabata. So you can see the blue ta, the feminine ta, is back again. So in both the cases, however, the fa'il is red alif. Okay, so once again, what is this alif? It is the connected pronoun. It's a noun. What kind of noun? Connected pronoun. And what does it mean? It means huma. And what is it for? It's for two females. And what is its job? Its job is to be the fa'il. The grammatical function is fa'il, and hence it's in red. And it's damir muttasil, connected pronoun. So you see, damir muttasil is back in action. We had a lot of damir muttasil, damir muttasil, damir muttasil, and then we had some damir mustatir. Only two cases of damir mustatir in fi'l madi, and then we're back to damir muttasil. Okay, so there are three types of fa'il we've seen so far. The naw'ul fa'il we've seen is three types. The first type is ismun zahir, like Zaid, Fatima, Muslimun, and other, any proper name, anything that is a noun that is mentioned after, separately mentioned after the fi'il. And then we saw a whole bunch of damir muttasil. That's the second type. The third type is damir mustatir, hidden, and it's only for kataba and katabat, or shariba and sharibat, okay? And then we're back to damir muttasil. So there are three types of fa'il: the ismun zahir, damir muttasil, and damir mustatir. The next one is katabu. Katabu. You can see three colors. Of course, the black is for the verb, past verb, al-fi'l al-madi. You have the red wow, which is the connected doer pronoun, and the wow is equivalent in meaning to whom. So this wow means the same as whom. You can think of it as the connected version of whom. And then you have the blue alif, which is technically called al-alif al-fariqah, and it is silent. This alif is silent. It's not pronounced. It's not heard. It's only written. And it's always written when the red wow is the last letter. So katabu, since the red wow is the last letter in the past verb, you have to put an alif al-fariqa. So whenever the red wow, which is the dual pronoun, appears in a verb, whether it's past, present, or amr, commanding verb, you must end it by putting this silent alif that has no meaning. It's intended to prevent a possible misread. Sometimes there are situations, as we will look at later on in the Quranic Linguistics series, where if you don't put this alif, it could confuse the reader. So to prevent possible misread and confusion, this alif must always be written, and it's not pronounced. So if you're a Sahabi or Arabi during the time of Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, you speak Arabic fluently and perfectly, you say katabu, you don't know anything about this silent alif because you don't know how to read. So majority of people back in the day didn't know how to read. So if you don't know how to read Arabic, you don't know anything of this, anything about this alif. It's only written and it's silent. And of course, the type of pronoun here is damirun muttasilun, connected pronoun. You've got here katabna, which is the last conjugation. Katabna, you've got the red connected doer pronoun, which is na, and it has the same meaning as hunna. Hunna. So na is the connected version of hunna, which of course, as you know, is for three or more, feminine plural. So this is it. This is the conjugation. So the first two examples do not have a connected pronoun. It's where the fa'il doer is ism zahir. And you do have the blue ta here, which is the feminine ta. And the job of the blue ta is to let you know that the fa'il is feminine. It is not a pronoun. The blue ta is not the pronoun. We've got katabtu, katabna, katabta. I recommend you recite this out loud many times until you have memorized. Katabti, katabtum, katabtunna. No, I skipped one, didn't I? Katabtuma, katabtum, katabtunna. Kataba, no red pronoun, no doer pronoun because it's implicit, it's understood, it's hidden. Katabat also has the same thing. So in al-fi'l al-madi, only these two are hidden. Or kataba and katabat. So that also, you need to remember that. And then of course you have kataba, katabata. Again, you see the blue ta here. For katabat, there's a blue ta, and katabata, there's a blue ta. What does this blue ta mean? It means that the fa'il is feminine. And it's not a pronoun. So remember, it's not a pronoun. Katabu, you've got your alif al-fariqa, which is silent. And I'm going to use blue as the color for that. And then finally, katabna. So the next thing is to complete this practice. You have example sentences, verbal sentences with the past verb. And your job is to identify the fa'il. Shariba Zaydun, the fa'il is Zayd. And then also identify the type of fa'il. Is it ismun zahirun, which is the case here? And of course, in other cases, as we have learned, the fa'il can be damir muttasil or damir mustatir. Complete this practice. This one as well. And then practice for this. Qara'an, which means to read or recite. Identify the fa'il and know naw'ul fa'il. After you complete your practice, please check your answers using the online answer keys and then take the quiz. If you're an Arabic teacher or tutor, I've got amazing resources such as quizzes and tests and teacher certification for you. Visit the website and click on the link that says teach. There's a navigation link at the top. Click on teach, and that's where you can register yourself as a teacher or tutor and access resources. Walhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Wassalatu wassalamu ala ashrafil mursaleen. Sayyidina Muhammadin wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in.